morning out there, everyone. How are you today? Welcome to our Wednesday class. A little shout out to Julie. Hi, I see that you're here live this morning. It's nice to have you here. We're going to get started today. We're going to do some leg work. We're going to lay off a little bit on the shoulders with the chaturangas if we can, some, especially if you're resting for a big meet upcoming, championship meets. We're going to be a little careful on those push-ups. So take a kneeling plank if you need to. Take resting poses as needed. And otherwise, we're going to get into the hips. We're going to get into the hamstrings. We're going to get into some of our forward folds and work through all of that. So come on down to the mat. We're going to start recline today. So we'll start on our back. If you have a strap or a belt or a towel and you want to use that for class today, anything like that to help with those leg extensions, that might be really helpful. So come on down to the floor. We'll come onto our back. Feet are bent. I always say that. Knees are bent. Feet are flat on the floor. We're just going to start by concentrating on our breath. So put one hand onto your heart and the other hand onto your belly. And let's start focusing on our breath, inhaling and exhaling. However it's comfortable for you. Just breathe in through the nose. If you can, exhale through the mouth and the nose. And notice the rise and fall of the chest. So the inhale fills the lungs and the chest expands. And then it fills the belly as you inflate that full thoracic cavity with air, and the diaphragm lowers into the belly area. And as you exhale, try to think about that musculature expelling the air, just really letting it all come out. Don't inhale till you've totally finished your exhale. Nice big deep breath. We're going to extend our legs long. Notice your tilt of your pelvis as you extend those legs. If the back tends to arch, and go ahead and engage that lower back and bring it closer to the mat. Just neutral. There's no reason to have everything touching, but find a neutral position of the pelvis. We'll take our hands to our side. We're going to be active through our legs here. So with our next inhale, draw your right knee up. Big breath, squeeze it in. You're holding your breath at the top here as you roll your ankles. When you're ready to exhale, then go ahead and let that leg down. Keep the foot flexed. One breath, one movement. Inhaling, lift, give it a squeeze, roll the ankle in circles, kind of holding your breath there. And then exhale that leg back down. Inhale the right. You can make a choice about how long you want to hold the breath at the top of this movement here. You can go a little faster and lower. Try to keep your feet actively flexed towards the ceiling as you lift and lower. Protects the knee. It keeps those muscles engaged. And lower the left. One more time, each side. Give it a good squeeze at the top while you're inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Okay, we're going to draw the knee in again. The right knee is up. With the exhale, let's go ahead and extend it to the ceiling. Just unbend the knee and notice the foot, the bottom of the foot towards the ceiling. Now, you may end up having a diagonal line if this is difficult, or you can take a strap and put it over your foot and help to bring that leg up a little taller as you're seated there, laying there. So with your inhale, let's bend the knee and bring the top of your leg, the thigh, to your chest. So keep the foot flexed towards the ceiling and draw that knee in. Active through the left leg. Don't let that bend all the way up. Let it be flat to the floor or close to it. Extend with your exhale. With your inhale, drop that knee. Extend with the exhale. With the inhale, drop the knee. Keep the foot towards the ceiling if you can. And then exhale back up tall. Let's hold on here. So keeping it long, you might reach up farther up the strap to engage that foot a little more deeply. With your inhale, let go of the strap a little bit. And with your exhale, bring it back closer towards you. So noticing that you're using the exhale for the stretch. Inhale, release it some. Exhale, bring it closer to you. Minding your own edge here. Inhale, release. Exhale, bring it a little closer. You can bend that knee, draw it in for a nice deep stretch in that closed position, and release. Let's let that foot come out of the strap. We'll send the right leg long. If you want, take the strap and put it over the left foot, or you can just do this without anything. You can use a towel or a belt, or just do it free form. So inhale, we'll lift that leg up. Just enjoy the stretch here, holding on to the strap. Not a whole buckle in that knee. Let's have it be bent just slightly. Again, active through the right leg on the floor. With your next inhale, let's bend the left leg. Bring that thigh right to the chest. Nice bend. Foot is still towards the ceiling. Exhale, send it up high. Inhale, bring it to the chest. Exhale, send it up high. What are your abdominals and pelvic floor muscles doing here? Let's see if we can bring those into it. Inhale, bring that ab into this exercise. Exhale, tight to the abs. Use it for strength. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to walk our hands up just a little bit farther. And then we're going to go ahead and release the strap with our inhale. With our exhale, let's draw that leg a little closer. You can walk your hands up farther if you like. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, walk them up a little farther. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, walk it up just a little farther. And bend that knee nice and deep at the top of that stretch. Active through the right leg. You can feel how this is kind of an upside down lunge. If you keep that foot towards the ceiling, it's the same position we are when we're flipped over into lunge. Somebody can just pick you up and turn you upside down. And release. Awesome. Then let go of the strap. We're going to take those knees right up into our chest. Just give them a good squeeze there. While you're hanging out there, try to lower your tailbone. While you're squeezing, lower your tailbone towards the floor. So active through your core. Bring that tailbone closer to the mat. So the whole back is sort of flat towards the floor. We'll open those knees wide. So stretching through the hips. Feel that mobility in those hips. You might even wiggle around a little bit. Let them come up and down. Find your range here. Where are you stopping? Just based on your anatomy, right? This is a ball and socket joint. So what kind of range do you have? Let's make some circles here. So draw them close in and squeeze into that tight tuck. Let them open wide. Release them. Just nice big circles as you go wide to each side with the legs. So notice your range of motion. Where does that ball and socket joint allowed to travel in your own body? Everyone's body is different. You can reverse that circle. Some of what's holding on is muscle, and some is actually anatomy. So touch your foot to the floor, one side then the other, in that wide kneed, chest or knee stretch, tight tuck. Just keep those side to side. It's kind of an upside down frog. All right, great. We're going to let the feet come back down to the floor. Hands will come to our side. We're going to do some flowing bridge. So staying out of your head and neck with pressure, let's roll our shoulders open, pressing the chest towards the ceiling. So the hands are at the side. You should be able to tickle the backs of your heels with your fingertips. With your inhale, press your feet into the floor. Your bum will lift, and then it will lift high enough that it's in a nice diagonal line. Now my pressure is not in my head or neck, it's in my shoulders. You can, if you have this kind of range, really press the chest high also into a mini back bend. But just be careful of your knees. Sometimes that's not what your knees are needing. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. Pressing into the feet equally. Think about your feet. Pressing. Knees stay parallel. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. We'll hold it here. Hold the breath. Exhale, lower. Next time we'll take a whole full breath cycle up there. Inhale, lift. Interlace the hands underneath your back if you like. That helps you to stay on your shoulders a little bit better. Keep those knees parallel. We're going to take 2 breaths here. On your feet equally. And relax. Awesome. Let's drop those knees out to the outside into a reclined butterfly. So the legs come wide, knees come wide. You can reach down and press on the thighs a little bit. Notice how the glutes respond. They want to tighten up to help you protect those groins, the thighs there. Just let them wiggle in, relax the glutes, lower that pelvis so that you have that neutral lower spine. That's awesome. We'll bring the feet flat. We're going to take the arms wide. So coming into a T, straight out from your shoulder. Look each side and make sure that your hands are directly out from your shoulders, palms facing the ceiling. And with our feet flat on the floor, we're going to drop them to the right side, touch the knee to the floor, then inhale, exhale, drop them to the left side. So you go ahead, 1 breath, 1 movement, inhale, lift. Maybe you want to go slower or faster. Exhale, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. We're going to stay on the left side here. Really let those knees touch. If you're active through that top leg, the right leg, you're going to feel it in your hip. You can look towards your right hand, add a little back twist here. You can take the left foot out and put it on top of the right knee and give that a little pressure down towards the floor. Now, there's not supposed to be pain, and you're not supposed to be like, I have to get to the floor. Just find where your edge is here in this twist through that hip and enjoy the stretch. Just nice, easy breaths. With each exhale, try to come deeper into the stretch without pain. When you're ready for your next inhale, we're going to upright that right leg, keeping the left on it. So the left knee goes wide, the left foot is flexed. The right foot is on the floor. With our inhale, we're going to reach down for our right shin and draw everything close to our chest in reclined pigeon. Now you might be thinking, holy cow, that hip is tight. This is early in our practice, so have a little grace for yourself here and just find that edge and wiggle into it. Maybe you release the knee with your inhale and then exhale, draw it closer. We're using the breath to draw into that stretch. Exhale and inhale. Inhale it out. Exhale it in. You can extend that leg if you like to do it with a more extended leg version of this. The bent knee seems to get more into the hip, so it's up to you if you're into the hamstring stretch or the hip stretch. And we'll lower everything down. We'll uncross that left leg. Hands come back out to a T. Check your alignment. Drop the knees down to the right side. Let them come to the floor. Just give that active push with the top left leg. We'll look towards the left hand. You can even take the right foot out and put it on top of the left as you press down towards the floor. Again, just finding your own edge. With your inhale, we're going to draw that left knee up. Let the right knee fall wide. Foot is flexed. Get good alignment first. Now take an inhale. Exhale, draw that knee into the chest. With your inhale, release it just a little. With your exhale, draw it all in. With your inhale, release it a little bit. Exhale, draw it all in. Try it out. See if you like that straight leg version of that reclined pigeon. Maybe you just prefer to have the knee bent. It's up to you. Okay, let's let those legs uncross here. We're going to do a little happy baby. So draw the knees into the chest. Reach between your legs so the knees are wide. Reach under your heels and then around to the outside edges of your feet. So you're holding on to those outside edges. You can also hold the great toes, those big toes, and rock from side to side in happy baby. Just coming into that nice hip stretch. Feel it in the lower back, and we'll release. That's great. We're going to roll onto our sides and come up into all fours. So coming up into tabletop. Find that nice tabletop position where your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Hands are planted on the floor with starfish fingers, so spread apart. Weight is in your fingertips, air beneath your palms. Then check out your knees. They should be hips distance apart. Feet are flat to the floor. With your inhale, drop the belly down. Take a big breath. Look up towards the ceiling. Lift the tailbone into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Tailbone comes towards the floor. Really stretch. Inhale into cow. Cat and cow. Let's bring our elbows down to the floor, underneath our shoulders, and we're going to come just into a nice child's pose. So while you're pressing into your elbows, rock backwards, drop your hips towards your heels. Your elbows should lift, and your hands stay way out there as you sink your hips down the best you can. You might slide back with your hands a little bit, kind of subtle, but try to keep those arms outstretched. Feel that deep stretch through the armpit. We're going to do some movement with our arms here. So taking your right arm, draw that arm back towards you, bending your elbow. We're going to slide it under your left arm and reach towards the left side with the palm up. So the left hand is out, extended in front of you, and the right hand is underneath the left with the palm up, threaded. And we'll come back up. We'll send that right hand forward, and we'll thread the left under, sinking down into that left shoulder, nice threaded child's pose. Let's come up into all fours again. Same spot, just checking alignment. So dropping those elbows down, we're going to send the hands forward a little bit into puppy. So the hands go forward, the chest comes down, but the tail stays lifted. So puppy's a little different. Imagine a little puppy who's got a tennis ball and is wanting to play with you doing this kind of pose. Really press your chest towards the floor. Try to bring that sternum down. The hips stay high. We'll come back up again. Lean up on your elbows. We'll bring our hands into prayer. You can slide them back so that they're at a 90-degree angle. We're going to lift our hands into prayer as we simultaneously lower our hips down. Bring your hands behind your head. Tricep stretch here. So the hips are sinking while the elbows stay way out there, trying to lever on the elbows. You'll feel that nice stretch through the upper backside of your arm. Just breathe. And then we'll come back up into tabletop. Great. Find that balance. We're going to connect our core here. So thinking about your abdominals in a good aligned position. Let your head and neck be relaxed. You're looking at the floor. Tighten up that tummy. Draw the navel right up to your spine. It's nice and tight. We're going to do some tabletop balance here. So with your inhale, extend the right hand and left foot. Exhale, lower. Nice slow inhale. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, lowering. Nice and slow. Use that nice slow breath. Inhale, lift and extend. Hold it, looking at the floor. Strong through that core. Keep your abdomen engaged. Exhale, lower. You can add a pelvic floor contraction here too as you inhale. Draw up from the pelvic floor. Tighten up those abs. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And lower. We're going to do some hip stretch here. So with your inhale, draw your knee out to the outside. Roll your knee forward, extend the leg behind you. Just some nice hip rotations. Try to extend the leg all the way out, bending the knee. Keep it parallel to the floor before you twist. So a nice hip rotation on the left side. Try not to push over into the right side. Just make the movement with the hip, not opening the body. And we'll lower that left leg down. Let's try the right. So extend the right foot. Now draw that knee up towards the elbow and extend it out behind you. Knee bends, elbow. Knee bends open, elbow. And again. Awesome. Let's come up into our first down dog. So curling those toes behind you, give them a stretch, and then lift up into that down dog position. You're going to want to pedal in, probably stepping one foot at a time. Feels so good. Stretch that calf. Hips come high. Press into the hands. Bring a little back bend into that down dog. That's beautiful. Okay, we're going to get a little hip opener here before we start any more movement. With your inhale, take your right foot high and bend your knee and drop that right foot behind your back as you look under the right armpit and twist it down dog. Feel that nice hip opener. Take a big breath. We're going to step wide to the outside. So to the right side, it's outside of your right hand in a lunge. And when you get there, drop that knee down to the floor. High through the shoulders, low through the hips. So just an easy lizard stretch here. You might want blocks here to keep your chest higher than your hips. So it's up to you. Find the blocks for your own alignment. It helps you be a little more upright. It also changes your position. So if you're like, hey, I don't need blocks, you might actually try them. You might see that it changes the stretch through the hip. It takes it to a little bit of a higher place, a little more to the groin. So it becomes a little different in your body. You might like it even better. Just breathe. Okay, let's curl the back toes under. We'll come up into that lunge. We're going to step forward. So coming into that 2 feet position, we'll sink down. The hips come down into yoga squat. Now, for some of you who are having a hard time with yoga squat, you can bring the bum to blocks too. In yoga squat, you don't have to let it be all that body weight that's holding you into squat. So it's up to you if you like to have that bum dangle down there, kind of hover off the floor, or if you like to have that support underneath. I'm not with you personally, so it's hard for me to know. With your inhale, we're going to press up tall to stand. Feet are wide here. Let's take a wide forward fold. So coming into that nice forward fold with the feet at the outside edges of the mat. A little mini straddle maybe. Feel that stretch through your hamstrings. Lean forward a little bit to bring those hips higher. Remember, the chest is coming towards the thighs, so you can grab onto your legs if you like to dangle into that. And we'll come up tall to stand. Exhale, another wide fold. Come into monkey. Touch your hands to your shins or knees. Flatten out your back. Exhale, fold. We're going to step back with the left foot and then the right foot, and we're going to come all the way back up to down dog. So just coming into that nice down dog. We're not doing that chaturanga. Just going to enjoy that stretch again on the left side. So pressing into your hands and feet equally. Raise those hips. Press into that right foot as you inhale. Lift the left leg. Drop that foot behind you as you bend the knee. Keep the knee towards the sky, looking under your left armpit. So sometimes people rock forward a little bit on those hands. Really press that in. We're coming wide on the left side, outside of the left foot. So stay in that nice lunge. Left foot, left hand, right hand are in that order. You can drop that right knee to the floor, top of the foot, and decide, do I want to be on blocks here or not? Good stretch through that left groin, right front, the hip flexor and the front of the thigh, the quadricep connection. I'm going to step forward in a minute into that yoga squat again. So think about how your position is. Curl the back toes, lift the leg, press into the hands, and then shift that weight forward, dropping the bum down into yoga squat. Okay, really stretch through those hips. That's great. We're going to let the bum actually come down to the floor and lift into half boat. So that's a little different right at the top of your mat. Come into that half boat. Enjoy that stretch, just breathing. And we'll put the feet back down to the floor. See if you can roll back up into yoga squat. Press tall to stand. We'll heel toe those feet together just a little bit. We're going to come into chair. So sinking the hips behind you, lower down, reaching those hands. If you don't like that hand position for your shoulders, you can drop your hands down to your chest. Fold. Let's inhale to monkey. Exhale to fold. We're going to step back with the right foot into lunge. I have to heel toe my foot forward a little bit. I got out of alignment. So find that strong lunge position. We're going to drop that right knee to the floor again. The foot comes flat. We're going to rock our hips back and lean into our back leg with our left foot towards the ceiling. Bring your head close to your leg, so as close as you can go. Feel that deep stretch. We'll pivot forward, come back up onto the right foot, turn towards the side of the room, the right side, and then sink down into that one-legged squat on the left leg with the right leg extended. Toes are flexed towards the ceiling. You can make this about some balance too, if you bring your hands up off the floor into prayer or extend them wide. We'll bring the hands back down to the mat. We're going to pivot towards the front again. Pressing the hands into the floor, we'll step back into plank. Let's enjoy this plank here for a moment. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists. Just strong through the plank, breathing. And now we're going to step forward with our right foot out of plank into that lunge. It's a little different, avoiding that chaturanga today a little bit. Stay into that nice lunge position. We'll drop the left knee to the floor. Top of the foot comes flat. Sink the hip back towards the left foot and raise the right foot towards the ceiling, the toes, as you lean into it and stretch towards that thigh. Sinking that hip back, coming into a little bit of a split. Awesome. We're going to shift forward, back up into that lunge, twist towards the left side of the room, and then sink into that right leg with the left foot tall. So now it's more easy to see me here. You can come into this balance. I'm holding on with my foot. Or you can raise those hands. And the hands come back to the floor. Let's come all the way up into a straddle fold. So we're facing the left side of the room. The toes are towards the front of the mat. Turn your toes inward just a little bit and the heels outward some. If you want, a block is kind of handy here as you start your straddle fold, because most of us shift our hips back too far in straddle. You want your hips to be right in line with your legs, not behind them to hold you there. So shift forward. You can take the block with you, or be coming down to the floor. And then drop your lap, right? Your belly comes down over those legs as if you are seated, and the top of the head comes towards the floor. We don't have a clip here today, so my hair is everywhere. Just enjoy that stretch. Maybe you come down with your elbows to the floor or to the block. Lean forward though. Decide how your toes are, how far apart you want those legs to be. Just play. Some of you enjoy that wide-armed straddle fold where you take hold of the right foot with the right hand and the left foot with the left hand and use that for leverage. That's great. Come up to monkey. We're going to drop the right hand down to the floor. right underneath your face. It could be to a block as well. And then open up to that right side of the room. Twisting open, lifting. You can come into a half bind here even if you like, and open up. If you want a little extra, you can reach your left hand for the right leg near the knee and open things up a little bit more. We'll shift forward, coming down with the right hand to the block, opening to the left side. Take the half bind if you want, reach the right arm to the left leg. Up to you, whatever leverage you want. And forward. Let's go back into that nice straddle fold. Drop the top of the head towards the floor. You'll notice you've got some more limber there to it, more mobility from what we just did. And coming up, let's come into monkey. Bend the knees as you press into standing. We'll do 5-pointed stars. So the toes are towards the 2 corners, opening up. The hands are extended into that nice stretch. So everything's open to the 4 corners of the ceiling. With our inhale, we're going to drop those hips and move those knees forward. Bring those elbows into your sides. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Goddess squats. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Awesome. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good job. Inhale, lift. Perfect. We'll drop the hands to our sides. Now, coming into each toe, we're going to lift and bend the knee. So lifting the left knee onto that left toe, bring that bend there, and then switch. So come into the toe and lift the heel as you sink side to side. Keep your hips low, the torso lifted. Don't bend over. It's all a hip motion, side to side. Perfect. I'm going to heel toe everything closer together. Come up tall to standing. You can shake that out just a little bit. Okay, let's do some twisted chair. So with our inhale, we're going to take our hands to heart, drop our hips behind us. Oops, my feet are a little too far away. So you get that twisted position in chair. Nice breath there. With your inhale, let's turn towards the side. Drop the elbow down towards the outside of that left thigh, whatever direction you went. I faced the camera so you could tell what I was doing. You can see my hands are right at my sternum. A lot of times we move our hands in this pose. Try to keep those hands right at the sternum as you stretch. And inhale, lift. Exhale, twist to the other side. Enjoy that stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the opposite side. You can open your arms if you like. A wide arm position here. Inhale, lift. You can keep it in prayer. It's up to you. Remember, this is your practice. Make it what you need. Inhale, lift. And let's swan dive into a nice forward fold. We'll come up into monkey. Exhale, lower. I'm going to step back into down dog. So come into that down dog position. Press the chest again. Really lower those heels towards the mat if you can in down dog. With our inhale, we're going to raise the left foot up towards the sky. Drop it into twisted down dog. Really stretch. Press into your right hand. Let the left hand raise and see if you can flip the dog. With your inhale, we'll come back. Come over into that down dog position. Find your feet again. With your inhale, we'll lift the right foot up off the mat. Come into twisted down dog. Shift the weight into the left hand and see if you can flip. We'll come back over, back into down dog. This time we're going to take the weight out of our left hand and reach for our right ankle on the outside edge. Looking under that right armpit. Just breathe. And then bring that left hand back to the mat. We'll switch and go to the right hand, left foot. So staying in that down dog, just a nice twist beneath, strength through the shoulders. And release. Awesome. We're going to look forward as we inhale into plank. Find that good plank pose, wrists right underneath your shoulders. Drop the knees to the floor, sink back into child's pose. We'll take a wide kneed child's pose here. So the knees come wide, sinking the bum down, extend those hands out. So your inhale, we're going to come up through all fours and then back up to down dog. Inhale, we're going to lift the right leg up, step through to crescent lunge, so tall through that lunge on the back toes. You can have your hands on your thigh here in crescent, or you can raise them up tall. You're going to inhale, working on that hip muscles. Inhale and lift, straighten the front leg. Exhale, lower. Let's take our hands into that Charlie's Angel. So you hands together in prayer and then interlace all the fingers except your index finger and thumb. So inhale, lift, it's a mudra. Exhale, lower. Anjali Mudra. Up we go. And lower. You can bring them all the way down to your heart if you want. That range of motion affects the balance. And up. I'm going to plant the hands on the floor. Step forward into forward fold. Drop the top of the head towards the mat. Strong through the feet. Inhale, tall to stand. Exhale to stork. So lifting the right foot up. Find stork. Just breathe here. We're going to come all the way back into that crescent lunge if we can. So sending that leg all the way back. Come forward now, the other leg is in front. So we've got that left leg is in front, we're in crescent lunge. Right leg extended, we'll lift and lower on that side. So exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and lengthen, woo! Exhale, lower. Sorry, I'm wobbly this morning. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to step forward. Find that forward fold. Inhale, tall to stand. Exhale into stork with the left leg lifted. We'll step all the way back into lunge. Really extend back. We'll come into warrior two. So drop the heel to the floor behind you. Arms come out to the side. Gaze is over that front foot. Knee is tracking right over the foot and forward. Take that whole tailbone and draw it underneath you. Strong to the core. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Palm towards the floor. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Hang out here in the side angle if you want. You can take a half bind, drop that hand behind you. Taking hold of the thigh underneath. Or you can take a full bind and reach beneath the body and bring into that nice angular pose there. It's all up to you. So whether you're there or just here, really lean into that front leg. Pivot towards the front of the mat. We're going to step back through plank. Awesome. Inhale up to down dog. We're going to lift our left leg high and step through to that lunge and come up through warrior two. So windmill those hands up. Find that warrior two. Strong, track the knee forward. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to side angle. Sink the hips. Inhale, reverse. Try to keep the torso moving, but the legs stay and we don't keep standing up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. And then choose if you want to take the half or full bind. It's up to you. Try to keep that back foot flat on the floor. So wherever you are, We'll pivot towards the front of the mat. Step forward into fold. Drop the top of the head. Inhale tall to stand. Exhale, we're going to come into seated down onto the floor again. So here we are. We'll do a little bit more flowing boat, and then we're going to come into Shavasana. So with our inhale, we'll lift those legs. Breathing here. Just try to stay relaxed in your breath in half boat. You may choose to go to full boat as well. Find that relaxed position for you. Chest is open. Feet are flexed. If you're in full boat. If not, stay in half boat. Flex the feet. And lower. One more time. Draw everything in. With your next inhale, we're going back. So inhale to half boat. Flex the feet. Or full boat. Open the chest with the feet flexed. Try to breathe. Whoops. I flopped out of it. And lower down. Awesome. So come down to the floor. Coming all the way down to the mat. If you'd like to be in reclined butterfly, we've done a lot of hip stretches today, so that might actually feel relaxing to you. If not, you can come into corpse pose, legs and arms long. Let's just bring our awareness back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. With each exhale, try to relax something else in your body. So we'll start at the top of our head. Just relaxing our mind and our face and our jaw, our eyes. Maybe you let the tongue fall to the back of your mouth. Relax through your neck and your shoulders. Let your arms be heavy. Relax your torso, your pelvis, your glutes, your hands. Relax your legs, your thighs, your glutes, your groins, the knees, the calf muscles. Maybe your ankles fall out to the side if you're in corpse pose. The feet fall open. Just take a moment or two to try to bring some mindlessness to this now. With every inhale, pressing out another thought. The exhale, enjoying the free space in your mind. You might even imagine your skull, your brain cavity there as a giant room. A big warehouse with nothing in it. Feel the air move freely. You can stay in this position as long as you want, especially if you're watching the recording. Just enjoy that Shavasana. If not, we're going to roll onto one side or the other and just take our time coming up to seated. Sitting on your heels today. You can keep your toes curled if you want, or you can just sit in hero pose. Tall through the torso, long through the spine. Feel like someone's pulling you from a string up toward the ceiling. With your inhale, we'll lift the hands. With our exhale, we're going to drop them down to the right side and look over our right shoulder. Inhale, lift the hands. exhale to the left side, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, we're going to fold forward into a nice child's pose. Draw your hands in underneath your face to your chest. We'll come up into prayer. And it's my thanks for great practice today, everyone. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you have questions about our class, you can shoot an email to me, swimmersedgeyoga@gmail.com, or you can send a little note in the question and answer chat session here that we have on the computer or your phone. Our Facebook and Twitter and Instagram pages are up and live. We had a little freebie desk yoga yesterday if you want to check that out. Stretching at your desk. I'm glad you got a great stretch this morning. I hope you have a great rest of the day. We will be talking to you on Friday again live. Otherwise, you can watch our recordings that are posted right now. Thank you so much. Have a great day.